guys know what time it is? It is 12 months of Christmas, and it's Christmas in May already. We're almost halfway through, and this month's ornament is really easy, so I think you'll want to participate with this one. If you haven't finished the other projects, that's totally fine. I mean, they'll be up on the blog, you know, so you can do them anytime, but I would love to see your ornaments when you finish them. So this month, let me show you what we're going to make, and then I will go through the supplies. If you're new here, my name is Tanya from Little Vintage Cottage, and what we're working on is 12 months of Christmas. So every month in 2023, I have been designing and creating and recreating vintage old school ornaments. So we're doing a new ornament every month, and so this is Christmas in May. You'll be able to see all of the past ornaments. I will put links below this video. If you're watching the video on the blog, you'll be able to see the links in this blog post. So we've made some super cute little ornaments so far, so I hope you're enjoying this series, and if you're new, I hope you'll join in. We are making these little drum ornaments. Aren't they cute? We had some of these on my tree when I was young. My mom probably made them. She made a lot of our ornaments. Alright, so the supplies that you'll need, you probably already have a empty toilet paper tube, and a Q-tip. Actually, one tube will make 2 ornaments, and you'll need 2 of these for 2 ornaments, so 1 per ornament. You'll need white craft glue. I like Aleene's tacky glue. A glue gun. You'll need some scissors that are suitable for cutting paper and suitable for cutting fabric. You might need a utility knife, but you don't have to. You will need some trims. I have this vintage gold rickrack. You could really use anything. On this one I used silver ribbon, sparkly ribbon in 2 different widths, and this one uses the small and large gold rickrack. A pencil and felt. You will need white felt, and then whatever color you want your drum to be. I'm going to make a green drum this time because I've made 2 little red drums. So you could do blue, black, whatever color you want your drums to be. You won't need much felt. And then you'll need some scrap cardboard. This I think is from a pizza box, and so just something that's not too thick. You don't want the thick corrugated stuff. And so that's it. Hopefully this camera isn't doing too many freaky things when I move from the window. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that you're going to do is take your empty toilet roll, and we are going to cut off a little chunk of it. Let's see how big I did these. I did these about, I think before I glued the cardboard on the ends, it was about 1.25 inches. And so I'm going to do mine, or 1 3/4 inches, I mean. I'm going to do mine 1.5 inches this time, because I want them to be a little bit not as wide this way. These are 1 3/4 inches, if that's what you want yours to look like. So you're just going to make a little mark on your toilet paper tube in a couple of spots. Like that. And then this is where you might need the utility knife just to get started. So cut down into it, and then you can take your scissors and cut. You can always even it up after you've cut it out, so don't stress about this part. It's kind of hard to cut a circle around a circle like this. So you can fix the jagged edges after you've got it cut like this. Okay. If you're making 2 ornaments, go ahead and cut another one because you have enough for another ornament. And then you're going to take your scrap of cardboard and take your toilet paper tube and just trace it around it. And you're going to need 2 of these, one for each end. And then cut that out. And it should fit right on top. You need 2 of those. I've already got another one cut out. Then you will want your white. Cut out 2 circles of white felt to cover these. Cut them a little bit larger than, here I'll turn it this way so you can really see. Cut the white felt a little bit larger than your cardboard circles. And then once you have one cut, you can use it. It's a little bit easier. Again, you can trim these after we've glued them onto your little ornaments, so don't worry about it too much at this point. And that's the reason why you want it a little bit larger than the cardboard, so that you have enough that you can actually trim it up. Okay, so now we've got our 2 cardboard circles, our little drum shape, 2 felt circles, and then we need our whatever color you're using. Mine is green. And so I'm going to cut this a little bit larger also. And you just want to go around your tube, roll your tube up like that so that you can snip where you need to stop cutting. And then just give it like maybe 1/8 of an inch on each side. And the way to make sure that you're cutting this straight is to fold it over and line up the edge as you go, and then you have a straight edge over here to cut. All right. There we go. So now what we're going to do is glue these to the top of your cardboard tube. If you're using a food box like this that has a print on one side, you'll want to put that face down because it'll show through the felt. I don't know if you can see that, but if it's got a really bold design, it will show through the white felt sometimes. If you mess up and glue it down, just paint over it with white paint. I did that on one of these and I had to paint it. I think it was this one. So it's not the end of the world, but try and glue it face down. I'm going to use my tacky glue for this just because I think that this holds a little better than hot glue does. Cardboard and things like that the hot glue doesn't hold very well. And these really don't take any time to for the glue to dry. So just put a little. These ones are so simple, you can probably already figure out how to make it on your own. Messy. And do that on both ends. You can just give that a couple minutes just to kind of grab hold. It won't take that long. Okay, and then we're going to glue on the white felt onto the ends. I'm going to start on that side since I glued it first. And just put some glue on the top like so. And then roll it around, rub it around with your finger. And that. And do the other side. I've been having fun with these ornaments because I've been looking on Pinterest a lot for vintage ornaments just to see if I can find some like we used to have on our tree. And I think a lot of people had the same kind of ornaments back in the, well, I was born in '68, so 70s child really. So I've got some that have been, you know, 50s style ornaments that we've made, and then maybe 60s and 70s. So it's been fun for me to try and come up with my own pattern for these ornaments. I'm recreating old ones and sometimes just designing my own that are inspired by the vintage ones. Okay, so now we've got these glued on. Okay, so let's glue this on next. And it's the same way, really. Let's put a bunch of glue around the center. And then just kind of smooth it around just so that it grabs nicely to the whole surface of the tube. And that way you won't see, if you leave the glue like that, you'll see the shape, and it kind of darkens the felt a little bit and you'll see the shape. So we just smooth it around. This also makes a good little rag when you're doing this. Alright, and then just pick a spot and lay it down and then roll it up. Uh-oh. I almost didn't get that long enough. Barely. Make sure you don't do that. I can cover that when we put our rickrack on or trim. Okay. Now I'm going to trim the whole thing up a little. There we go. Okay, now you're going to do the small ribbon or rickrack first, and then you'll do the larger stuff along over the top. So again, you can use any kind of ribbon. It doesn't even have to be glittery. It could be any color that you want. Anything will look cute. It's just going to give it the appearance of a drum. Okay, and so for this, I'm using my hot glue. And you're going to start where your seam is. And just put a little dab of glue. And then lay your end down into it. Like that. And then you're going to go at a diagonal, like so. Just eyeball it. And then once you've tacked the bottom down, give that a second to dry. Then you'll just fold it up this direction and go back up to the top. Like that. And then fold it down again. If you're wondering how I'm not burning myself, I mean, it burns a little bit, but I think I've burned myself so many times, like I have I have calluses on my fingers. So I'm going to go about like that, see, because then it'll go right back up to the other one. These are so simple to make. You could whip out a bunch of these in no time. Fold that one up. And then back over to the one that you started with. And then you can trim this off, or if you have just a little short piece left like I do, I'm just going to fold this over and this will be the hanger. See, these have the little, these were actually separate pieces that I glued down before I put the large trim over it. But this, since it's already here and already attached, I'm just going to glue it down. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to use the larger. This is vintage. You can kind of tell by the way it's all warped and the packaging is so brittle. But when I go to the thrift stores and yard sales, I always pick up this old rickrack and ribbons and things like that. Any kind of trim that I find, even if I don't have a project for it, I pick it up because this is so small and easy to store. So this is not as large as this I had, but that's okay. It's larger than the little stuff, which is what we need. And so since rickrack is so weird, I was putting the glue on the actual rickrack, otherwise it would show. So I'm starting, well, I should be starting at the back. That's what happens when you watch me. Learn what not to do. Okay. And then just put a little bit more glue. You could use white glue here too. I think I did use white glue actually on the other two. You know, because it grabs real quick on the... I'm going to try and do this on the felt. I hope it doesn't show too much. It's not too bad. Okay, and then you do the same thing around the bottom. And then, as you've probably already figured out, this is the drumsticks. And so we're just gonna break these in half, or you can cut them or whatever. They break pretty easily. You can clean them up with scissors if you don't like the way the ends look. And then we glue these on. These are going to hang kind of down like this, so I think that you want your drumsticks pointing away from the hanger. And so I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on this end and this end, and then put it right here. Like that, and then the other one will go over the top. So you're going to want a little dab of glue on that, and then a dab of glue on this. Like that. Like so. That's it. How easy. Hopefully it's not so easy that you're disappointed. I thought with the last couple of ornaments being a little bit more difficult, I thought maybe it was time to have something easier. Not that the other ones weren't easy. They were all pretty easy, but the last couple were a little more time consuming. So there you go. I always say make sure that you sign your ornaments. These are a little more difficult to sign. I think I'll make just a little paper tag and sign my name and put it on the bottom of them. So that, you know, in the future, when you're old and decrepit or gone, and your kids and grandkids look back, they'll know that you made these, and they'll know when you made them. I'm just going to use some little pattern scissors to cut these out. Hey, I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. It was super quick and easy, but you know, sometimes that's the best. And these will look super cute along with the other ornaments that we've been making on your tree this year. So if you haven't been participating, catch up. Come on, it's fun. Do something for yourself. Make yourself some ornaments. So until next time, Christmas in June. That'll be our 6-month mark. So I have no idea yet what that ornament's going to be. It's going to be a surprise to me too. So I hope you will join me. And when you get these ornaments done, don't forget to post on the Facebook thread because I would love to see them and so would everyone else, I'm sure. So until next time, bye-bye.